Thank you for being with us tonight to celebrate this special occasion. Congratulations to the class of 2014. You have been extremely busy over the last 4 years and have earned this diploma. I am proud of all of you sitting here tonight. I'm going to be introducing this year's speaker. He was gracious enough last week to come spend a little bit of time with the graduates. And as I told the graduates yesterday, the idea of him doing that was absolutely fantastic, and I don't remember that happening before. While you're sitting here, listen to Mr. McKinless and take in the words he shares. He is an interesting person and has a wealth of knowledge. It is my distinct honor to introduce Mr. Norman D. McKinless III. He is a 1973 graduate of Lawrence Area Schools. He attended Guggenheim Community College for Automotive Technology and Ferris State University for Vocational and Occupational Education. He later attended Northern Michigan University and received a master's degree in school administration. He went on to earn additional credits beyond his master's from both Northern and Central Michigan universities. Mr. McKinless, his career includes teaching experiences at Guggenheim Community College, Dickinson Iron Technical Center, West Iron County Schools, North Menominee County Community Schools, and at North Central Area Schools. He then became a principal at North Central Junior Senior High School before being selected as the superintendent for North Central Area Schools. His most recent position brought Mr. McKinless back to Baraga County, where he was the superintendent of the Baraga Area Schools. He has since retired and is currently working as a regional representative for the Michigan Association of School Boards. Mr. McKinless was a Lawrence native, but now resides in Mercer, Wisconsin. He is currently married to Maureen, has 2 children and 2 stepchildren. He enjoys hunting, fishing, snowmobiling, snowboarding, boating, wakeboarding, swimming, and biking. He was a Cub Scout and Assistant Scoutmaster of 6 years. He and his son were members of the American Water Ski Association and the Dickinson County Water Ski Association for a number of years. Mr. McKinless has been involved with this church his entire life. He has served as a church council member for a number of years and has been a church choir member for many years. He is a devoted husband, father, and community member. At this time, I'd like to introduce the 2014 Distinguished Alumnus, Mr. Norman D. McKinless.
President Ayers, members of the board, Superintendent Myers, parents, friends, family, alumni, and the reason that we are all here today, the 2014 graduates of Lawrence Area Schools. I am very honored to be presented with the 2014 Distinguished Alumnus Award, and I humbly accept this distinction in memory of my mother, Marilyn, my father, Norman Jr., our beloved sister, Heidi, And with respect to my wonderful wife, Marie, and the three best brothers a person could ever have. Because without their support and encouragement, I know that I would not be standing here before you today. It is important to realize that this distinction is less about me and more about recognizing all of those who have influenced and prepared me for the world of work and life as we know it today. It is about the foundation that the Lawrence Area School District has given all of us and the enormous investment that so many have made in all of our futures, something that none of us should ever forget. Our entire family, including Mom and Dad, are graduates of the Lawrence High School, and my father was the recipient of this same recognition in 1997. For this, I can truly say that my family and I are eternally grateful. As I'm sure you remember, last year's commencement speaker here was none other than Mr. Ray Swall. I told him I was going to pick on him today, so here it goes, Ray. Knowing that and the fact that I'm here today, it has to be noted that for 2 years running now, the Lawrence Area School District has appointed the two shortest male superintendents in the state of Michigan to ever speak here at graduation. One thing for sure, Ray and I literally see eye to eye. Most of the time. Last week I had the good fortune to meet up with some of today's graduates in order to get a sense of the personality of this class, as well as to become enlightened to some of their goals and aspirations. And all I can say is what a wonderful, quality group of young men and women we have before us today. They are focused, they are driven, they are warm and caring individuals. As I'm sure you would agree, this district and the parents of these graduates have every right to be extremely proud of their students' accomplishments and honors that we are going to be seeing presented today. While I was here, I had a chance to review some of the very creative reflections assembled by each Lawrence Area School's senior entitled I Am, and you will see those today out in the hallway before you enter the gymnasium. This is a self-analysis project describing what best defines each student in their own eyes. As an example, you might see something like this: I am caring, I am studious, I am a fisherman, and they go on and on and on. But one in particular caught my eye, and it stated something to the effect of, I am hoping for a new president. That only means one thing: the First Amendment is alive, and I think we have a politician on the horizon now. When I was notified by Superintendent Myers with the invitation to speak here, my head became consumed with thoughts of what I might say that could possibly have an impact in the lives of today's graduates. After much deliberation, I decided to reflect a bit on what I have recorded through my journey so far, and to share with our graduates that which I believe to be a few of the more important core values or characteristics possessed by people who are happy and successful. As the years go by, it took me a while to buy into Ralph Waldo Emerson's vision that life is a journey and not a destination. Meaning that while we experience the gift of life, we need to take time to smell the roses and enjoy the view. There is no need for us to rush to get to the end, because the end is not really where we want to be anyway. The journey I speak of is best described as a topographical roadmap filled with peaks and valleys, along with a multitude of possible choices, learning experiences, and opportunities. The peaks and valleys can be viewed as ups and downs in your life, and the roadmap, as you would expect, is a web of personal and career pathways that you might travel. Many of which are planned and some of which are unexpected. Because the one thing you can count on in life and in this journey is that nothing is for certain, and you should always expect the unexpected. Even so, there isn't anything that happens to us in life that isn't a building block for the next step. And graduates, your next step is one giant leap into your future and the beginning of your success in family, friendships, and career. The Lawrence Area School District has provided today's graduates with a solid foundation and a set of skills from which they will build upon in order to reach their occupational and personal goals. 41 years ago, I left here with with a diploma in hand and the 70s version of a solid foundation, not fully understanding the impact of this foundation and what it could have on all other aspects of my life. In 1973, we left here as baby boomer graduates, and we did not feel one bit of pride. We were excited, we were enthusiastic, and hungry for two things: happiness and success, not always realizing their true importance. Of course, our foundation was packed with and backed by a much different level of technology than you see with today's grads. We didn't have things like electronic mail, iPads, iPhones, YouTube, PowerPoints, and the like. But I'm happy to report that we did experience major technological advances such as the end of multi-party phone lines, the introduction of pocket calculators, 8-track tape players, and believe it or not, something called the internet, which at the time was viewed as a useless luxury, out of reach to most of us. When you think about it, it's absolutely amazing. As for current technology, I must say that I'm not too thrilled with phones, cars, or televisions that are smarter than me. But as a result of my current phase in life and what the future may hold for me, I am thrilled with medical advances which are starting to look like drive-through knee and hip replacements. A few, and I emphasize the word few, might describe a successful person as someone who is serving as a school's principal or a district superintendent, and they could be right. As well, some might view a person who works in a so-called blue-collar service or trade position as less successful, and it is at that point that I completely disagree. It does not matter whether you choose a career as a teacher, a forester, a stay-at-home parent, an engineer, gas station attendant, member of the military, or whatever. No one position or career can or should be viewed as more or less in terms of its success potential. Remember, success is yours for the taking as long as you establish a strong work ethic while being proud and passionate about that which you have chosen. Throughout life, I have been fortunate enough to have had experiences in the service industry, skilled trades, and public education, and within each one, a variety of different positions. I worked picking strawberries up in Chatsworth, working at Minnie's gas station downtown Lawrence, at Frankie's Foods as bagging groceries, which is now Pat's Foods, and as a pipe fitter and a welder both in the Navy and Advanced Stratton's, a vocational teacher for many years, served as a principal and then as a superintendent. And here's the punchline. I felt success in and passion for every one of the positions I ever held, and none more than the other. Although I'll be honest, I was least passionate about picking berries. Graduates, in addition to understanding that all career choices should be viewed as equal in importance, today as you commence upon the next chapter of your journey, I suggest that you consider embracing the following 4 core values or characteristics that you will generally find in almost every person who is both happy and successful. Each is intertwined with the next, however, none have any real meaning unless they truly come from your heart. They are passion, compassion, integrity, and enthusiasm. Passion. Not only the kind of passion you have for your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or significant other. It is the inner warmth and commitment you feel for your family, friends, hobbies, and sporting activities. It is the fire and drive that inspires us to take pride in our career path while making every effort to do a good job. Find something that you love to do and do it for as long as you can. Choose a career based on what fills your heart rather than only looking at what fills your wallet. There are far too many people out there making good money who are horribly miserable, working in a career they completely despise. Compassion. Compassion is the care and concern that you feel displayed towards someone who is less fortunate or one who is in distress. A compassionate person is one who looks for a means to alleviate pain in those who are suffering. Compassionate teachers will go completely out of their way for a student who is least likely to succeed, making efforts to bring them along with the rest of the class. People who have more money than they know what to do with show compassion when they use some of their excess to promote or support their communities and schools. Some might say that these people are wealthy due to their financial status, but true wealth has everything to do with relationships and little to do with money at all. When it comes to money and possessions, consider this. You are not likely to see a U-Haul being towed behind a hearse, because you can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried, and all they got was rock. Integrity. Integrity has to do with your truthfulness and your honesty, not just on the job, but in every moment and in every aspect of your life. It is the trust and faith that people have in you to be sincere and hardworking. A person with integrity is whole, undiminished, and sound. Integrity includes honesty, and honesty is the golden rule of life and in the workplace. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is your excitement and your adventurous tendencies. It is your zest for life, love, relationships, and the career you have chosen. Enthusiasm is wound up in the DNA of passion, and it is the human behavior that completes compassion and integrity. Enthusiasm is infectious, while being unmeasured energy and spirit that is generally found at some level in each one of us at some time in our life. All four, passion, compassion, integrity, and enthusiasm, are heart-born values. They cannot be imitated or artificially duplicated. Imitation attempts generally fail in the long term, because as one wise, old, happy, and successful school principal once told me, leopards don't lose their spots. Graduates, as you leave here today with diploma in hand and joy in your heart, safely celebrate your newfound status as a graduate of Lots area schools. Follow your dreams and listen to your heart as you strive for success and search for lifelong happiness. And remember two things. Don't ever underestimate the power of a hug, because at some time in your life you're going to need one. And always, 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 always put family first. Bless you all. Best wishes, congratulations, and thank you for having me today.